next to me, come on. Got this feeling watch the breakdown.
These boys broke boys, watch this, watch this. These boys broke boys, watch this, watch this. I can make the whole crowd mosh fit, watch this. I can make you bitch one stop, watch this. These boys broke boys, watch this, watch this. These boys broke boys, watch this, watch this. I can make the whole crowd mosh fit, watch this. I can make you bitch one stop, watch this. These boys broke boys, watch this, 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 watch this.
Hello everyone, and again, apologies about the delay there, but we are live now and back as the other school was having some technical issues. And so we will be facing off today with Cedar Rapids Kennedy as we wait for the rest of his team to load in. But otherwise, a brand new fresh start for the Bobcats as this is a new season for everyone to start in. Today for the starting matchup will be Zeppelin, Thor, Eduardo, and Ace. It'll be very hard to differentiate them, but for the first screen that we have here as spectators, we will be spectating Thor and Zeppelin on this screen. So what I've been told is they will be coached by Raynon Spees and Ross Vitek and one of his helpers. And so what I've been told is that everyone on this screen will be unfortunately having the exact same character and the exact same color and vehicle apparently. So it'll be very hard to tell who and who is on the screen, but yeah, as long as the screen, you'll know that Thor and Zeppelin are the ones who are racing on the screen. So as we are waiting for them to finish setting up the match and getting everything ready, looks like we will be starting here pretty soon. So as we get loaded in, we'll just sit back and give it a little bit, as it looks like they're getting everything sorted out and ready. So it looks like the match is here about to start. So this is technically week 2, as in week 1 we were in the middle of spring break, so students got to have their break in between, and it landed right when week 1 of esports started. So fortunately, matches were able to get rescheduled from week 1 all the way to week 8, so there'll be quite a bit of a break period in between there before we have our week 1 game. So we're behind 1 week. Hence the start of week 2 this week. So once it gets more into the season, we will have the other games. So as we are ready, looks like they actually have different color. Well, they're allied. They have the same color. So, and we will see how this matchup starts. I believe the one on the right will be Zeppelin, and the one on the left is Thor. So Bobcats are starting out and kind of going into a good rhythm there as they move into first and second. Thor and Zeppelin moving in, trying to hold the lead as they have a banana and a red shell. Bit of a different setup this time around for Mario Kart compared to last year. If you notice from last year we actually had 3 teams competing at the exact same time, and 2 players of each team would essentially face the other teams. So different setup this time around as we have 4 players from each team and only 2 teams this time around. So a little bit more 1v1 kind of team aspect, which if anything I feel is a little bit more more exciting, I guess. That's if Thor and Zeppelin end up gaining a huge lead on everybody. But as we see Zeppelin kind of moving in, trying to increase the lead for the Bobcats, and Thor not that far behind from him, trying to also continue the lead that Zeppelin is holding on as they're trying to get as much points as possible for the Bobcats. But looks like the Bobcats are actually not that far behind as well. His teammates, which is Eduardo and Ace. So Bobcats is actually holding first, second, third, and fourth, which is, well, by the tell of the map on the middle there, you can see as much as I can who is back there. But Zeppelin finishing first, and Thor not that far behind as a blue shell zooms past him to try to get to Thor or to Zeppelin. As these Bobcats end up waiting and for everyone else to finish. So great job there. Bobcats end up taking first, second, third, and fourth. So huge lead so far, 29-10. As we will move on to the second matchup. So during the spring season, as you know, there's some new athletes that joined the sports program. Zeppelin kind of being one of the new ones, and Eduardo, he was actually part of it, I believe, from the fall season for Super Smash Bros. And you have your returning players as well, as in Thor, Ace as well, returning from last year and from the fall season, as well as the rest of the spring roster, a mix in of new and returning players, which is what you want when you have a program to run. So again, starting out with the Yoshis, same color. Unfortunate there for Zeppelin as he holds his boost for too long, which causes him to kind of wipe out there in the beginning. But Thor not doing too bad and kind of holding his spot as he moves in from third to second. Zeppelin moving into third as well, but gets hit with a shell, which moves him back to that initial start out point before he gets shot out of the cannon. So Zeppelin kind of needing to do some catching up as Thor is holding his ground in second place. And luckily one of his teammates is actually up ahead of him, as you can see the MHS1 up in front. So Thor and MHS, one of the Bobcats, one of his other teammates, holding their ground. Looks like another Bobcat ends up joining him as well, which takes up his second place, which is okay. You don't want to fight against your own team, but Zeppelin kind of putting in work and coming in from 7th to 5th place. Unfortunately being hit there by Kennedy and being knocked down a little bit, as two Kennedy players are up in front of him. He has some shells, or some mushrooms to use as boost. He did get a golden mushroom, which the golden mushroom just kind of lets him spam his mushroom and speed past everyone. As there's a Bullet Bill behind him trying to get away from him, because if he gets hit by Bullet Bill, then he will end up wiping out. Zeppelin trying to make his way back to the front, gets a Bullet Bill as well as they start moving in to try to get into position to try to take as much points as possible. Still kind of grinding, battling it out with Kennedy, as it seems like he's the only Bobcat back there battling it out with him. Gets another golden mushroom as he's able to move forward with that. Moves into 4th place, which is right behind his other teammate on the same screen, but gets hit, unfortunately, so gets moved back down to 5th place as Zeppelin tries to make his way back to his teammates. So finally some action this time around. Instead of holding their ground to 1st and 2nd, Zeppelin moves into 4th as that red shell goes past him, trying to look for someone else. More red shells coming his way as he's trying to evade Cedar Rapids Kennedy, as he's getting blasted with shells rained on by those red honing shells. And they get struck by lightning as they become miniaturized. So Zeppelin's still trying to make his way, narrowly avoiding that banana. Actually, he did a pretty good job there, drifting past that banana and avoiding it. One of the Kennedy players does move up to 4th place, which end up taking a bit more points from the Bobcats, but nothing too terrible. As you see there, the Bobcats move into 5th and take the rest of the top pole positions. So another huge lead there for the Bobcats as they move 57-21. So good job for the Bobcats, starting out hot and actually doing a great job kind of keeping that top positions and top poles versus Kennedy that's doing a little bit of struggling here, but maybe they're starting out with a fresh new team. Who knows? Maybe it's the internet connectivity. Only Kennedy will know. But as we move on now to race number 3 out of 4, we will race on Daisy Circuit. So everyone starts out from where they finished off in the last race. So Zeppelin will start out in 5th place. Thor started a little bit too soon, causing him to wipe out. Zeppelin holding his ground now, moving up to 1st place. So a little bit of redemption from last match. Hopefully he can hold on to this. Thor trying to catch up with the rest of the pack as he moves on to 4th place. Kennedy right next to him, trying to get that spot back again from everyone. Zeppelin still holding on to that 1st place lead as Thor's battling it out with Kennedy, who's right behind him. Trying to gain an advantage and trying to get some lead as he gets a green shell. Difference between the green and the red shell, if you're unaware, green shell is non-honing versus the red shell, which is a honing shell. So the red shell will seek their opponent, and the green one, you have to pinpoint your teammate or your enemy. Thor gets a shortcut there. Again, ends up moving to staying in 4th place as he holds on to his red honing shell. Does not want to throw that, of course, because if he throws that, then it just takes out one of his teammates. Zeppelin just holding on to that 1st place lead and has a green shell. So one of the, as you saw there with Thor, one of the defensive strategies that you can have with the red shell is you just kind of essentially hold it in place, like if you're getting ready to use it. But instead of using it, you just hold on to it so that if someone throws a red shell at you, it essentially blocks it. Thor uses star power to try to move up. Bobcats end up getting Kennedy out of there with a red shell. And the Bobcats sitting again comfortably in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd position at least. Zeppelin takes his 1st place position. Thor throws out a blue shell, which really doesn't do anything when the game's over. So Bobcats for sure take 1, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th again. So Bobcats taking the top 4 positions again, moving up and kind of taking another huge lead. So Bobcats kind of off to a great start so far as they are taking on Kennedy. So 4th race of the Cup. And we will move on to match 2. Based off of points and everything, it's safe to say that the Bobcats will be taking game 1, even if they all end up getting last place or at the bottom. For somehow, if they, I don't think there's even really a way for them to lose this. But we will start out again on match 3. As Zeppelin and Thor actually have a great start this time around and don't wipe out, holding their respective positions again of 1st and 2nd. As the rest of their teammates follow suit with 3rd and 4th. So the Bobcats starting out holding the top positions as they start putting in that work, getting in those top positions there. As we'll see how Kennedy tries to come back and do something different, but they might not. Thor being able to block a red shell. holding on to their items because I'm not sure. I don't play this game very much. So I'm just trying to see what they're doing and analyze it because I am unaware of this game. As some of you are familiar, Overwatch is my game. I am the winter coach, Jose. I do know, though, those coins, as you can see in the bottom left, where it says, has a coin count. Usually, if you have 10 coins, I believe you get, like, a little bit faster, compared if you had none. So you kind of want all your coins. But sometimes, drifting closer and just taking the proper route or angles and the track will be a lot better than getting the coin boost, as it's not. I don't think it's very much of a difference, but again, like I said, I don't play this game very much. So the Bobcats again taking first, second, third, and one of the Bobcats moving down to 6th place on that last run. But as I said before, even then the Bobcats move up to a huge lead there. So the Bobcats will end up taking match 1 there, and the Bobcats move on to 1-0 for race match 1, as they will move on to match 2. So we will see if maybe they do a bit of changing around, see if by any chance Kennedy does some changing. No? So as we wait for everybody to get ready and organized, we will take a quick break just to go over our sponsors and supporters who have been helping out the Bobcats throughout the season, throughout the years, and are very much appreciated, especially the initial founding sponsors who were able to get this program started. So just give us a quick moment as we go to a quick commercial break and be right back.
A heartfelt thank you goes out to all of our incredible sponsors and supporters. Without your generosity, our esports program wouldn't be possible. A special thank you to our sponsors, Raycom, MacDine, UFCW, Local 1149, JBS, Marshalltown Company, and Emerson. Your commitment and support are truly appreciated. We also want to extend our gratitude to our supporters, Subcity and Minuteman Printing and Graphics. Your contributions make a huge difference, and we're grateful to have you by our side. Together, we're able to make our program a success. Thank you for your continued partnership.
All right, as we are back here, the Bobcats end up doing a substitution as they have Reina in for Eduardo. And that would be on the other switch. Not on this screen, as we still have Thor and Zeppelin on the screen. So Reina again kind of being a new player that has joined this esports season this year. She has been in and about this esports season, or in and out of the esports room a few times. So she is not an unfamiliar face, as she has been around. But we will see her race here for the first time. All right, and we are starting on a Yoshi circuit. So Yoshi and Yoshi circuit, it's like it was meant to be. So this screen, as you can tell, it's still Thor and Zeppelin. Zeppelin being on the right, Thor being on the left. One of the Bobcats ended up holding the boost button a little too long, which caused them to wipe out. Thor and Zeppelin holding their first and second place positions. Might be another repeat of match 1, but maybe a little different. Who knows? Otherwise, if it's another constant first, second place, they'll run out of things to talk about. But if you haven't noticed or don't play this game, the center map there that they're racing is the track. And as you can tell, because it's Yoshi Circuit, it is actually in the shape of Yoshi. A little bit of news if you did not notice or don't play this game. Or a fun fact, I guess I should say, not news. Thor running into a bit of trouble, getting jumped down all the way to 7th place, trying to make his way back up as he's still fighting his poles there. Using star power to get back and using some of that star power actually to go in between the grass field there as that slows you down. But with star power, it does not slow you down. So it's kind of a nice speed as he gets another star power and some mushrooms to get him back to 3rd place at least. So star power gives a little bit of invincibility. As you can tell, he got hit by the lightning, but nothing happened to him as everyone else ended up shrinking. But Thor still trying to make his way back up, but one of his teammates is in 2nd place. So 3rd place is still fine unless they are in a bit of a competitive edge with each other and trying to see who gets a better position, which possibly looks like it as they are fighting it out, but not with items. Unfortunate throw there, which moves Zeppelin down to 4th place, as I think one of the Kennedy players might have gotten him there at the last minute. I am unsure. There might have to be a repeat to see what happened there, but no matter. The Bobcats up 27-12. So a bit at the end there got a little bit hectic as everyone kind of started scrambling and throwing items, as well as the Bobcats is kind of trying to see who's faster than trying to use items on each other and harm each other, which there's nothing wrong with a little bit of friendly competitiveness from the Bobcats. And now we will be racing on the Excite Bike circuit, I believe. Not sure. Again, I don't play this game. And they are off. So we will see how everyone does. As you can tell with this map, there's a lot of ramps and jumping around as it is supposed to mimic a dirt bike track. Thor having a bit of issues and falling down to 8th place as Zeppelin moves into 2nd, along with one of his teammates following suit, and Cedar Rapids Kennedy moving into 1st place. Thor in 8th trying to catch up as he has some items he might need to be using, but he's holding on for them for something. Nice banana throw there. I'm not sure which one of the players that got. Kind of the unfortunate part about Mario Kart is you don't have your names as in like the student name, so all they say is MHS players and Cougars. So I don't know who is who, as they all like to pick the same player. Thor still trying to make his way back as he's holding on to that 4th place lead. Throws in a red shell or green shell. Nice job actually getting Kennedy there. Kind of sniping in there. Ooh, last minute holds those red shells, which is kind of great for him, as he was able to be avoided from one of the other shells. That ghost ends up coming in and stealing your items. So when you see that ghost pop up, someone's stealing their items. Thor getting double hit there by 2 red shells, as now he is trying to make his way back to at least the 4th place position. Zeppelin chilling in 2nd place, again trying to take that 1st position from his teammate, but no issues as he gets it. Thor trying to make his way back to at least a top position. Ends up running into a Kennedy player and getting hurt, which is very unfortunate, dropping him back down to 8th place, the last place. So not good there from Thor as he got last place, but no worries. The Bobcats still have 52 points and Kennedy has 26. So not the position or spot Thor wants to be at in last place. No one wants to be in last place. But doesn't mean you can't come back. So, moving on now to race number 3 out of match 2. The Bobcats did take on match 1 and ended up winning. So the Bobcats are up 1-0 for races, and this is the best out of 3. So this next one, depending who wins on this one, well, if Kennedy wins this one, they will push it on to game 3. And if Bobcats win it, they win it all. Zeppelin moving into that first place position still again as he starts out in first place because he got first in the last match. Thor moving his way up from 8th to 2nd as he moves back in with Zeppelin. And the rest of his teammates are not that far behind them, as it is hard to tell where they're at because I cannot see their screen since they are on a separate switch. But based off of the mini-map in the middle, looks like their teammates are behind them. Thor ends up getting hit by a honing shell and gets dropped back down to 5th place. And Zeppelin making it look easy as he stays in first. Just hanging out, chilling, vibing out, getting some ink in his face. And Thor still trying to move up. He has a bullet bill as they're holding on to it. Unsure when to use it. Gets hit by a red shell. Looks like he's just getting bombarded with items as he moves back down to 7th place, which is not where he wants to be, but uses bullet bill finally to move up in some spots. Gets 2 of the Kennedy players. Use the star power as well, so kind of a bit of a strategy there, using bullet bill and star power at the same time. Gets a gold mushroom. Trying to stay out of the way of that blue shell because even though it's not coming for you, it's not going to wait for you and it's going to knock you out the way. Zeppelin getting hit with the blue shell because he is in first. And Thor with the double red shells. Zeppelin, of course, easy work. Easy money getting that first place. Thor getting 4th position. Which is a better position than what he was at last one, but not too bad, as the Bobcats take again the top 4 positions. So, great job again to the Bobcats as they move in now. 81 to 36, I believe is what I saw. So, the Bobcats now, huge lead up ahead of them as they move on to the 4th and final race of this matchup. And if it's anything like what we've been seeing lately, more than likely the Bobcats will end up taking this. As we will race on Mute City. Shout out to Samurai Sam as he played last year, which he plays this year again for Valorant, I believe. Let's see here. Zeppelin starting out in first place. Thor coming in, and Thor gets moved down to 5th as I believe one of the Kennedy players moved up ahead of him, trying to cut down the lead at least a little bit, stop the bleeding a little bit. But the Bobcats decided to not clip their nails today and came out clawing. Thor taking a bit of a shortcut, moving into 4th place. Zeppelin taking a bit of damage and moving down to 3rd. Kind of hard to look at 2 screens at the same time. Sorry about the commentary, trying to see who and who's doing what. But Thor moving into 2nd place, or not Thor, Zeppelin moving into 2nd place, getting robbed in bright daylight by the Ghost, moving into 2nd place as he gets 2 red shells instead. Thor holding his boombox speaker there, getting ready to blast anybody that gets nearby him. And the Bobcats again holding on to those top positions. Thor using his beat to blast everyone away. And still just holding on to that. Well, now they move up. First and second, where we've been seeing them all day today, or at least all this match. Let's see if they can hopefully finish it off as first and second. Thor takes that position. Looks like a little bit of friendly banter back and forth to see who gets that first roll. Thor getting hit by a honing shell, which drops him down to fourth. As you see Cedar Rapids Kennedy trying to move and take in their spots as Thor and one of his other teammates take a shortcut. Cedar Rapids Kennedy kind of blasting everybody, barely making it at the end there and getting that third place as Cedar Rapids was right there at his heels. So, and with that, the Bobcats end up taking match 2, 109 to 46, and end up taking the entire match. So, great job to the Bobcats. Congratulations to the players who played today. They've raced fantastically. And thank you to the viewers who are watching today, especially the ones who have been here since the beginning. Again, apologies about that initial delay as everyone was trying to get their internet in order and trying to get everything back in place. But thankfully, everything kind of got into place and got back to normal. So, again, thank everyone for tuning in. We will have another live stream on Thursday, which will be the Bobcats Valorant team coming in. As some of you might have remembered, the Valorant team actually made it to second place last year for state. So, a lot of returning players, a lot of new players. We will see how the Valorant team does for their first matchup. So, again, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
These boys, watch this, watch this. These boys, watch this, watch this. I can make the whole crowd watch this. I can make it one stop, watch this. These boys, watch this, watch this. These boys, watch this, watch this.